Hey, listen, I'm about to start a game and I want to make sure I complete the weekly quests. Can you see them?
Yes, I can see them. Looks like you need to pick up 300 gems and dust 10 boss monsters. You've already got a head start on the 300 gems.
Cool. I'll ask you to remind me about it during the game because I keep forgetting about it.
Absolutely. I'll keep an eye out and remind you about the quests.
Hey, so I'm planning to go on an attack, but first I need to train an army. So maybe you could recommend troop composition for my army.
Based on your available troops and their quantity in the top left of the screen, we should train a mix of giants, barbarians, archers, and wizards. The focus should be on using giants to absorb damage, while wizards can take out high damage defenses, and barbarians and archers can deal with the weaker buildings.
All right, that sounds good.
Hey, I'm about to pick a character. Can you do a quick search on Reddit? What is the meta? As in, like, what are the best characters?
Let me look that up for you. I'll let you know what I find. From what I found on Reddit, it looks like Shelly is a good character due to her knockback and self-heal. It's also worth considering Jessie and Ice Wizard, which are in the A tier in the recent tier list. Do you want me to go into more detail on the tier list?
No, it's good.
To sell your crops, go to your roadside shop. You can set the price and amount you want to sell, then wait for buyers.
Okay. Can you help me find where the shop is? I see the multiple buildings here. I'm very confused.
Your shop is the building with the awning towards the lower left corner of your screen. It has an icon like a stall with red and white stripes above it.
Hey, can you remind me about the quests again? What do I need to do?
Don't forget about the quests. You need to collect 300 gems and dust 10 boss monsters.
Gemini 2.0 can now natively generate images as part of your conversation. Let's say you want to imagine how it might look to turn this car into a convertible. With today's AI tools, this takes a lot of work. You might have to manually mask out this roof area or write a really complex prompt. We brought this image into AI Studio and sent it to the new experimental Gemini 2.0 Flash model. This is a real-time screen capture, and all the prompts you'll see in this video are things that early testers can now try. And this is the entire prompt we gave it: turn this car into a convertible. And it generated this image. Here they are side by side. Notice how it successfully modified the car, but also managed to keep the rest of the image consistent. This is difficult in many AI tools that use separate models, but here it's all being done by one model. And we continued the conversation saying, imagine the car full of beach stuff, and change the color to something that feels like summer. Explain as you go. The model began outputting text. It explained its idea for a new color, then showed it to us. But the really neat thing is that the model kept going. It went right on generating another image with the car full of beach gear. Remember that this is all a single response of text and image tokens coming from the model. This ability to output across modalities interleaving text and image together is one of the most exciting aspects of Gemini 2.0. Here are some more example prompts and outputs, all coming from Gemini 2.0 Flash. Let's say you want to make this photo look a little bit nicer by getting rid of all this stuff on the couch. Just give it this prompt, and the model does that for you. You can even combine images. You can ask what your cat might look like on this pillow, or on this skateboard. All of this enables you to co-create with AI in new ways. We gave this image with this text on the side of the box to the model, and we said, open the box, generate an image looking down into the contents of the box. We sent that prompt to Gemini 2.0 Flash. This approach, where you send parts of your prompt in the image itself, opens up new possibilities for how we could have more seamless multimodal back and forth with the model. The model reasoned about the text on the side and generated this image of old electronics. You can push this even further, co-creating imaginary worlds together. We went back to this first conversation in the video. We wanted to try communicating visually with the model, so we drew a circle on the door handle with the prompt, "Open this." The model successfully figured out what we meant, and it generated this image with the car door open. And for the last prompt we said, "Make the car fly. Imagine you are the car soaring through the clouds to the beach. Show what that might look like." This is a challenge to see if the model can keep the car consistent while also visualizing this new scene that I'm imagining. And the model was able to do it, following my instructions, generating this image and text. These are just a few examples of what's possible when you can seamlessly reason and generate text and images, all with one model. New output modalities are available to early testers now, with a wider rollout expected next year. Start building with Gemini 2.0 at aistudio.google.com.
All right, we've got a Pixel phone loaded with the latest test build of Project Astra, and we're going to leave the office to test it around London. I've got this email with apartment info. Can you tell me the door code and remember it?
I'll remember the door code for you. It is 1170. To unlock it, enter the code and then press the unlock button.
Based on these symbols, how should I wash this?
The tag shows to machine wash at 30 degrees Celsius. Avoid bleach and tumble drying. Iron on low and dry cleanable.
Then what settings should I use on this machine?
Based on the laundry instructions of 30 degrees Celsius, select the 30 setting under Easy Care on the dial.
I've got this list of recommendations. Can you tell me a bit about some of them?
I can search for these places for you. Cold Drops Yard is a shopping destination with unique industrial design. Luminary Bakery is a social enterprise bakery. And Tate Modern is a modern and contemporary art museum.
Now we're going to try Project Astra out on the street. Let's see what it can do. I've always said scone, but now I'm hearing people say scone. Can you help me with the pronunciation?
It's a fascinating topic, the pronunciation of scone. Both scone rhyming with gone and scone rhyming with bone are accepted pronunciations, though regional variations exist.
What can you tell me about this sculpture?
The sculpture you're seeing is called My World in Your World by Eva Rothschild, located in Lewis Cubitt Park in London.
What kind of themes does her work explore?
She creates abstract sculptures that invite viewers to interact with and interpret their surroundings in new ways.
Would these do well if I planted them back home?
Mountain fleece can grow well in New York. They prefer full sun to partial shade and moist, well-drained soil. So your garden in New York should be a good fit for these flowers.
I'm trying to get a gift for my friend, and this is everything she's been reading. How would you describe her taste in books?
Based on these titles, your friend seems to enjoy a mix of history, biography, and perhaps a touch of political or social commentary.
I picked some of these out. Any idea which one she'd like the most?
Consider Half of a Yellow Sun for its exploration of complex social and political issues within a historical setting, aligning with her interest in narratives that offer insight into significant periods.
Will that bus take me anywhere near Chinatown?
Yes, it does. The 24 bus route goes through Leicester Square, which is very close to Chinatown.
Are there any landmarks on the way?
Riding the number 24 bus, notable landmarks you will likely encounter are Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, and Trafalgar Square.
I also met up with some friends to test out the multilingual capabilities.
Est-ce que tu peux me dire quelque chose d'intéressant à propos de ces lanternes?
Bien sûr, je peux vous parler des lanternes. Les lanternes que vous voyez font partie de la porte d'entrée de Chinatown à Londres. Elles ont une signification culturelle pour les Chinois et sont souvent utilisées pendant les célébrations et les festivals.
இதை பத்தி வேற ஏதாச்சும் சொல்ல முடியுங்களா?
நிச்சயமாக, இது லண்டனில் உள்ள சைனா டவுன் நுழைவாயில். இது ஒரு குறிப்பிடத்தக்க அடையாளமாகும். இது அந்த பகுதியின் கலாச்சார முக்கியத்துவத்தை குறிக்கிறது.
Now I'm using these prototype glasses to test Project Astra hands-free. Can you check if it's going to rain anytime soon?
It looks like it is currently mostly sunny in London. Rain is expected tonight from around 10 p.m. until tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Hey, what's that park next to me?
The park looks to be Primrose Hill, known for its panoramic city views and the notable Shakespeare's tree.
Can you check if I can bike in there?
It appears that cycling is actually banned within Primrose Hill itself, although it is permitted in nearby areas and the rest of Regent's Park.
I'm biking back to Camden. Can you check if there's any supermarkets along the way?
There's a Sainsbury's on Camden Road. a Morrison's on Chalk Farm Road, and an M&S Simply Food on Camden High Street.
What was the door code again?
The door code you saved previously is 1170.
Oh, thanks. That works.
Today I want to tell you about Project Mariner. It's a research prototype exploring the future of human-agent interaction, and it's built on Gemini 2.0. Like with all new technology, it's important for us to build this responsibly, which is why we're starting small. We'll be getting feedback from a group of trusted testers and using their experiences to really shape how Project Mariner evolves. Let me show you how it works. So Project Mariner works in the browser as an experimental Chrome extension. I'm going to start by entering a prompt. Here, I have a list of outdoor companies listed in Google Sheets, and I want to find their contact information. So I'll ask the agent to take this list of companies, then find their websites and look up a contact email I can use to reach them. This is a simplified example of a tedious multi-step task that someone could encounter at work. Now, the agent has read the Google Sheet and knows the company names. It then starts by searching Google for benchmark climbing. And now it's going to click into the website. You can see how this research prototype only works in your active tab. It doesn't work in the background. Once it finds the email address, it remembers it and moves on to the next company. At any point in this process, you can stop the agent or hit pause. What's cool is that you can actually see the agent's reasoning in the user interface so that you can better understand what it is doing. And it will do the same thing for the next two companies, navigating your browser, clicking links, scrolling, and recording information as it goes. You're seeing an early stage research prototype, so we've sped this up for demo purposes. We're working with trusted testers to make it faster and smoother, and it's so important to keep a human in the loop. After the fourth website, the agent has completed its task, listing out the email addresses for me to use. And there you have it. We're really just scratching the surface of what's possible when you bring agentic AI to computers, and we're really excited to see where this goes next.
This is a quick demo of multimodal live streaming in Gemini 2.0, and we are casting a tab into AI Studio. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I see your screen. It's showing a document with the title Demo. It also contains bullet points and a Google Meet window with a person in the video. Is there anything in particular you would like to talk about on the screen?
Yeah, can you start the demo by just reading the text I highlighted?
Sure, I can do that. The text you highlighted reads, "The Multimodal Live API lets you build real-time multimodal applications powered by Gemini 2.0 Flash. It features tool use like Google Search and code execution, function calling, and more." Would you like me to read the following lines too?
No, can you actually just tell me what this word means, though?
I can do that. Multimodal refers to the ability to process and understand different types of data, like text, images, and audio all together. Does that help?
Yeah, I need to demo the interruptions feature next. Can you tell me a really boring kind of once upon a time sort of story?
Okay, I can do that. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled beside a quiet forest, there was a very unremarkable rock. This rock was gray and it was round, and it sat there.
Sorry, I have to interrupt you.
No problem. I understand that interruptions are part of the demo. What should I do now?
So we're going to demo memory. Can you just summarize everything we've seen or heard so far?
I can do that. So far, we've discussed a demo of the Multimodal Live API, which lets you build real-time multimodal apps, and I defined what multimodal means. I was also asked to tell a very boring once-upon-a-time story, but I was interrupted. Is there anything else?
No, I think we're done. Do you want to read this ending card, or should I?
I can read it if you would like. The ending card says, "Start building with Gemini 2.0 at aistudio.google.com." Is that correct?
Yeah, that was great. All right, thanks. Talk to you later. These are examples of what you can build with native tool use in Gemini 2.0. Gemini 2.0 is natively built to use tools like code execution and Google Search. Here's a demo that combines tool use with real-time interaction, built using the new multimodal live API. Make a bar graph that compares the runtime of The Godfather and Oppenheimer. Add the other two Godfathers to the graph. Pick 3 random superhero movies and add them to the graph. Notice how quickly the model responded. That's because this is powered by our new experimental Gemini 2.0 Flash model. It's able to search and code while you interact in real time. One really neat thing about this demo is how easy it is to set up the graph renderer. All you have to do is describe what that tool does, like this. And the model, using the simple description you give it, figures out how to render graphs all by itself. We've open sourced this demo along with Colab notebooks to get you started. You can also explore tool use in AI Studio. Let's say you have to research New York restaurants, and you need to look up the phone number, address, and write a brief description for all of these places. We gave this prompt to the 2.0 Flash model, and look how quickly it does that for you. The model is writing search queries, retrieving info, and putting it into this table. It even provides citations and links so you can explore further. You can customize and control how tools are used in your applications. You might want to use Google Search for some things and not others. You can write instructions like these, telling it to only use Google Search for questions about sports. Then, if you ask something like this, the model will answer without using search. But if you ask this, it'll use Google Search to answer, just like you instructed it to. This ability, where the model decides when to use the right tool based on your instructions, is one of the strengths of native tool use in Gemini 2.0. These are just a few examples of how you can build your own multimodal AI agents with Gemini 2.0. Start building with Gemini 2.0 at aistudio.google.com.